Hi everyone, welcome back to my class. Myself Rumana Ali. I hope you all are doing well. Let us learn the lesson different ecosystems. Okay, let us learn about the changes in the ecosystem. To meet the requirements or the demands of certain things, the living organisms are disturbing the ecosystem. They bring out some of the changes in the ecosystem that are very minute, but to understand this concept, how the living organisms are responsible to bring out the changes in the ecosystem, let's take an example. That is birds and insects. Birds are dependent on insect. That means they eat these insects. So the requirement of food can be achieved, or the requirement of food can be fulfilled by eating the insects. If in case the birds are large in number, then if they eat all these insects, then the population of the insects get decreases in the environment, and the birds after some times they starve and they may die. In this way the population of both insects and birds are getting affected. So in this way, to meet the demand of the food and the shelter, some of the living organisms are responsible to bring out the changes in the ecosystem. But these changes can be balanced in the ecosystem. So to overcome these changes, some of the birds migrate and they shift to the other ecosystems where they get the food in a proper amount. So here the balance can be achieved by the living organisms itself in the ecosystems. So let us learn about the classification of the ecosystem. So ecosystem can be classified into two main types, and that are natural ecosystem, artificial ecosystem. Natural ecosystem means which is present in the nature naturally. Artificial ecosystem means man-made ecosystem. This natural ecosystem is again divided into two main types, that are terrestrial ecosystem and aquatic ecosystem. The ecosystems that are found on land can be termed as terrestrial ecosystems, and the water ecosystems are called as aquatic ecosystems. This terrestrial ecosystem is again classified into three main types, and that are forest ecosystem, grassland ecosystem and desert ecosystem. And the aquatic ecosystem is also classified into two main types, and they are freshwater ecosystem, marine water ecosystem. Marine water means salty water. And in this artificial ecosystem, we can take the example of herbarium, aquarium. So this is the classification of the ecosystem. Ecosystem दो तरह के present होते हैं, एक है natural ecosystem और एक है artificial ecosystem. Natural ecosystem फिर दो types में classified होंगे, terrestrial ecosystem और aquatic ecosystem. ऐसे वाले ecosystems जो कि land पे present होते हैं उनको हम terrestrial बोलेंगे, और जो water ecosystem होंगे उनको हम aquatic ecosystem बोलेंगे. Terrestrial ecosystem फिर three types में divide होंगे, वो है forest ecosystem, grassland ecosystem, डेजर्ट इकोसिस्टम. और एक्वेटिक इकोसिस्टम के दो टाइप्स होंगे, फ्रेश वाटर और मराइन वाटर इकोसिस्टम. आर्टिफिशियल इकोसिस्टम में हम हर्बेरियम और एक्वेरियम का एग्जांपल ले सकते हैं. इन दिस चैप्टर वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस अबाउट द टेरेस्ट्रियल इकोसिस्टम्स इन डिटेल. दैट मीन्स वी आर गोइंग टू लर्न अबाउट फॉरेस्ट इकोसिस्टम, ग्रासलैंड इकोसिस्टम एंड desert ecosystems in detail. Let us discuss about the mangroves. So mangroves are the long bushy trees that are usually found near the seashores. They are present in the forest or near the seashores, and these mangroves are the specialized long bushy trees. It is an ecosystem. It acts as an ecosystem because in the mangrove trees there are many insects or small animals and the other organisms survive. So it is the habitat of many, or it is the habitat of different living organisms. The living organisms can get the food and shelter which is provided by this mangroves. So in this way the mangrove is an ecosystem for the different living organisms, and even these trees protects the endangered species. In the sixth chapter we have already discussed about the endangered species. So these are nothing but the species that are decreasing day by day and they are in danger of becoming extinct. These kind of species can also be protected by these mangroves. Here in today's class we'll take an example of Coringa mangrove. So this is a mangrove which shows the special type of roots which are called as aerial roots. all the mangroves, they show the roots that are present out of the soil, and these roots are called as aerial roots. Normally the roots are present under the ground, but here in these trees, in the long bushy trees which are called as mangroves, they show the specialized structure which is called as aerial roots. So this specialized structure is a modification because it is present in the muddy soil. So if the roots are present in the muddy soil, then they will not get the oxygen. So to take up the oxygen from the air, the roots are present out of the soil, they are present out of the ground, and these roots are called as aerial roots. So this is the specialized structure or a specialized modification that is shown by the mangroves. So Koringa is a mangrove which is present in the South Kakinada, and they are extant till Visakhapatnam. And this Koringa, these trees can be able to survive in both fresh water and salty water, marine water. So they can absorb both fresh water and marine water. They takes up the fresh water from Korangi river. The name of the river is Korangi, and the name of the mangrove is Koringa. So the name of the mangrove is based on the name of the river from which it is getting the fresh water. So the mangroves Koringa get the fresh water from Korangi river, and they get the salty water from Kakinada rivers. So in this way, the Koringa are the mangroves that takes up both fresh water as well as marine water. And when we see the components, biotic and abiotic components that can be seen in this type of ecosystem, then we can say that in the biotic components, producers, consumers and decomposers can be included. Producers are nothing but these mangrove trees or the plants which provides food and shelter to the other living organisms, and consumers are the animals that get the food and shelter from these mangrove trees, and consumers include small fishes, crabs, worms and some other insects. And decomposers. Decomposers are the organisms that acts on the detritus matter, dead matter. They act on dead matter and convert that dead matter into some minerals or nutrients. So in this type of ecosystem, we can find bacteria and fungi that decomposes the organic matter into some usable forms. So the producers are nothing but which provides the food, which are the main so the plants are the main producers, and here in this ecosystem mangroves are the producers, and consumers are nothing but the organisms or the living organisms that takes up the food from the producers. They are called as consumers. Here in this ecosystem, fishes, crabs and worms are the consumers, and decomposers are the ones that act on the dead matter to convert into some other usable forms. And here in this ecosystem, we can find the presence of bacteria and fungi which acts on detritus matter. So this is about the biotic components of mangrove, that means biotic components of grassland ecosystem. When we see the abiotic components that are present in this type of ecosystem, then we can find air, fresh water, salty water and soil, sunlight. So these are the abiotic factors that can be seen in this type of ecosystem. So in this way, we can find an interaction between biotic and abiotic components of the mangrove ecosystem or the grassland ecosystem. तो अभी हम बात करेंगे mangroves के बारे में. mangroves यानी ऐसे long bushy trees जो कि सी शोर्स के करीब में प्रेजेंट होते हैं, और इनके अंदर एक मॉडिफिकेशन होता है. वो मॉडिफिकेशन ये है कि जो रूट्स रहते हैं ये वाले ट्रीज के, वो ग्राउंड के ऊपर रहेंगे और उनको हम बोलेंगे एरियल रूट्स. यहाँ पर एरियल रूट्स इसलिए प्रेजेंट होते हैं क्योंकि जो मैंग्रोव ट्रीज होते हैं वो सॉइल के अंदर अगर रूट्स प्रेजेंट होंगे तो वो ऑक्सीजन एब्जॉर्ब नहीं कर पाएंगे, क्योंकि वहाँ पर वो वाले रीजन में मड्डी सॉइल प्रेजेंट होती है. तो इसलिए मड्डी सॉइल के अंदर ऑक्सीजन ईजिली अवेलेबल नहीं रहेगा. तो इसके लिए ये लोग मॉडिफिकेशन बताते हैं और रूट्स को सॉइल के बाहर ग्रो करते हैं, जिसको हम बोलेंगे एरियल रूट्स, ताकि ऑक्सीजन जो भी एटमॉस्फेयर में प्रेजेंट होता है वो यूज़ कर सके रेस्पिरेशन प्रोसेस के अंदर. ठीक है, तो ये हो गया मॉडिफिकेशन. अब हम बात करेंगे एक इम्पॉर्टेंट मैंग्रोव की, जिसको हम बोलेंगे कोरिंगा. कोरिंगा ऐसे मैंग्रोव ट्रीज है जो कि साउथ काकीनाडा में प्रेजेंट होते हैं और विशाखापट्टनम तक वो वाले ट्रीज प्रेजेंट होंगे। और ये वाले मैंग्रोव ट्रीज की एक स्पेशलिटी है, वो ये है कि ये फ्रेश वाटर और सॉल्टी वाटर दोनों को भी एब्जॉर्ब कर पाएंगे, ठीक है। और मैंग्रोव ट्रीज को हम इकोसिस्टम इसके लिए बोल सकेंगे क्योंकि इसके अंदर कई तरह के इंसेक्ट्स, एनिमल्स और डिफरेंट लिविंग ऑर्गेनिजम्स प्रेजेंट होते हैं जिसको ये फूड और शेल्टर प्रोवाइड करता है, और कई तरह के एंडेंजर्ड स्पीशीज भी प्रेजेंट होंगे जिसको ये प्रोटेक्ट करता है। तो इसके लिए मैंग्रोव भी एक इकोसिस्टम है। अब ये कोरिंगा जो मैंग्रोव इकोसिस्टम है, ये कोरंगी रिवर से फ्रेश वाटर लेगा और काकीनाडा से सॉल्टी वाटर एब्जॉर्ब करेंगे ये वाले ट्रीज, ठीक है। तो अभी ये वाले इकोसिस्टम में बायोटिक और एबायोटिक कंपोनेंट्स दोनों भी प्रेजेंट होंगे, दोनों का भी इंटरेक्शन देखने को मिलेगा। तो बायोटिक कंपोनेंट्स में होंगे प्रोड्यूसर्स, कंज्यूमर्स और डिकम्पोजर्स। प्रोड्यूसर्स यानी ये मैंग्रोव ट्रीज कोरिंगा, और कंज्यूमर्स जो ऐसे ऑर्गेनिजम्स जो ये वाले मैंग्रोव ट्रीज के ऊपर डिपेंड होंगे। तो ये है फिशेस, क्रैब्स और वर्म्स। डिकम्पोजर्स यानी बैक्टीरिया और फंगी जो डेड मैटर के ऊपर एक्ट करके उसको थोड़े से न्यूट्रिएंट्स और मिनरल्स में कन्वर्ट कर देंगे। अब बात करेंगे एबायोटिक कंपोनेंट्स की। तो यहाँ पर ये इकोसिस्टम के अंदर एबायोटिक कंपोनेंट्स प्रेजेंट होते हैं, वो है एयर, फ्रेश वाटर, सॉल्टी वाटर, सॉइल और सनलाइट। इन दिस वे द मैंग्रोव can also be termed as an ecosystem as it is an habitat or as it is the habitat of many living organisms, and it shows the interaction between the biotic and abiotic components. Now we are going to learn about desert ecosystem. 17% of the land is covered with desert and less than 23 millimeter of rainfall can be seen per year in the deserts. So the desert is a place where the temperature is very high. So due to extreme temperature, the plants, animals or the other living organisms that survive in the desert, they show certain modification to withstand that hot climate, to withstand the higher temperatures or to withstand that high temperature of the deserts. They show certain modifications. So here when we talk about the components of desert ecosystem, we can see what are the modifications that are shown by the plants and animals that survive in the desert. So the first component is producers. Producers are nothing but the plants. Whatever the shrubs, grasses and trees are present in the desert, they are the producers because they use the sunlight to produce the energy, and that energy is transferred to the other level of the organism, so they are called as producers. And even lichens, mosses and green algae are also the producers that are present in the desert. And consumers, so here some of the plants are called as succulent plants that are present in the desert, area. Here succulent plant example is cactus. So when you see the cactus plant, the stem is modified in such a way that it stored water in it, and the leaves, these are modified into spines or thorns to get protected from the other animals. They are not eaten up by the other animals because of the presence of thorns. So thorns are the modified form of leaves, and the stems which are present, they store the water in it to use that water in the scarcity, in the scarce condition, that water is used by the plants. So in this way such kind of plants which are called as succulent, they show certain adaptations. The next one is consumers. So animals that are present in the deserts are few in number because of the extreme temperatures, and that animals includes reptiles, mammals, insects and birds. So these are the animals that can be found in the desert ecosystem, and camel is called as the ship of the desert because it is an animal which shows certain modifications to adapt the environment which is present in the desert ecosystems to withstand the temperature and to adapt certain conditions that are present in the desert ecosystem. They show certain modifications, and that modifications are the eyelids are large and the legs are long in the camel, and the hump is present in the body of the camel. The hump which is present in their body, it stores the water that can be used in the water scarcity conditions. In the water scarce condition, that water which is stored in the hump can be used by the camel, and eyelids are long to escape the dust of the sand. When the wind blows, the sand may enter into its eyes. So to escape from that, they possess large eyelids, and the legs are long to escape the heat of the sand. In such a way, it shows the different adaptations to survive in the desert areas. Next component of the desert ecosystem is decomposers. The decomposers are few in the desert ecosystem when compared to the forest and the grassland ecosystem, because the animals or the plants that are present in the ecosystem, they are few in number. So if they die, then the decaying matter or the organic matter which is present, it can be converted into some other forms by the decomposers. The decomposers feed on decaying matter and they convert that decaying matter into the other usable forms. So in this ecosystem, in the desert ecosystem, we can find thermophilic bacteria and fungi which acts as the decomposers. Thermophilic bacteria means which can withstand the higher temperature. So this is about the desert ecosystem. Let us talk about the forest ecosystem. Forest is a place, or it is a unique place that is present all over the world. We can find the different kinds of forests that can be present in many different countries, and it is an ecosystem that shows the presence of different living organisms. The plants, animals, microorganisms and many other living organisms can be found in this type of ecosystem, and this ecosystem is very helpful as it provides economic and environmental services. We can get the commercial as well as medicinal development from this forest ecosystem, as it is providing economic and environmental services. When we see the components that are present in the forest ecosystem, then here we can find the presence of flora. Flora are nothing but the plants or the trees that are present in the forest. So many different kinds of trees. The variety of trees or the plants are present in the forest, and even we can see the presence of shrubs and ground vegetation also. And as the varieties of plants and trees are present, we can find the diversity in this type of ecosystem. There are different kinds of plants and trees are present in the forest, so it shows the biodiversity. Fauna means animals. So animals that eat only the plants, they feed on the grass or the other plants, they are termed as herbivores. And here we can take the examples of ants, grasshopper, goat and many more. And carnivores are the animals that feed on the other animals. That means they eat the flesh of other animals. The examples of carnivores are tiger, lion, wolf, leopard. All these are carnivores. So in the forest ecosystem, we can find the presence of herbivores as well as carnivores. The decomposers are the microorganisms. The different kinds of microorganisms are present in the forest ecosystem that acts as a decomposer. So this is about the forest ecosystem. तो अभी हम बात करेंगे desert ecosystem के बारे में. 17% of land desert से cover किए हुए हैं और less than 23 millimeter of rainfall होता है हर year. अब जब बात करेंगे कंपोनेंट्स की डेजर्ट इकोसिस्टम की, तो पहले तो आएगा प्रोड्यूसर्स यानी प्लांट्स, क्योंकि प्लांट्स मेन सोर्स ऑफ एनर्जी को यूज़ करते हैं और फिर वो वाली एनर्जी ट्रांसफ़र होती है दूसरे लेवल के ऑर्गेनिजम्स में, इसके लिए इनको प्रोड्यूसर्स कहा जाएगा. तो डेजर्ट इकोसिस्टम में श्रब्स, ग्रासेस, ट्रीज, लाइकेंस, मॉसेस, ग्रीन एल्गे, ये सारे प्रोड्यूसर्स होते हैं. और सक्यूलेंट प्लांट्स भी प्रेजेंट होते हैं डेजर्ट में, जो कि कई तरह के मॉडिफिकेशंस बताते हैं डेजर्ट इकोसिस्टम में सर्वाइव करने के लिए. तो वो मॉडिफिकेशंस है कि उनकी जो स्टेम होती है वो थिक और फ्लैशी होती है, क्योंकि उसके अंदर स्टोर करा हुआ होता है वाटर, और लीव्स जो है वो थॉर्न्स में मॉडिफाइड हो जाते हैं. तो इस तरह से मॉडिफिकेशंस बताते हैं सक्यूलेंट प्लांट्स डेजर्ट में रहने के लिए. ठीक है, नेक्स्ट वाला है कंज्यूमर्स यानी जो प्लांट्स के ऊपर डिपेंड होते हैं. तो एनिमल्स है जो कि प्लांट्स के ऊपर डिपेंड होते हैं, इनको हम कंज्यूमर्स बोलेंगे. तो यहाँ पर डेजर्ट इकोसिस्टम में रेप्टाइल्स, मैमल्स, इंसेक्ट, बर्ड्स और कैमल जैसे एनिमल्स हमें देखने को मिलेंगे. और कैमल को हम शिप ऑफ द डेजर्ट बोलते हैं, क्योंकि ये एक ऐसा एनिमल है जो कई तरह के अडेप्टेशंस बताता है डेजर्ट इकोसिस्टम में सर्वाइव करने के लिए. नेक्स्ट है डिकम्पोजर्स बहुत ही थोड़े रहेंगे डेजर्ट इकोसिस्टम में, क्योंकि प्लांट्स और एनिमल्स भी थोड़े होते हैं. तो जब ये प्लांट्स और एनिमल्स के डेड बॉडीज, डेड ऑर्गेनिक मैटर बन जाएगा, तो वो डेड ऑर्गेनिक मैटर के ऊपर फीड करेंगे थर्मोफिलिक बैक्टीरिया और फंगी. अब बात करेंगे फॉरेस्ट इकोसिस्टम के बारे में. फॉरेस्ट यानी ऐसा लैंड जिसके अंदर कई तरह के प्लांट्स, एनिमल्स और माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स प्रेजेंट होते हैं, और ये वाला इकोसिस्टम बोथ इकोनॉमिक और एनवायरमेंटल सर्विसेज प्रोवाइड करता है. अब जब फॉरेस्ट इकोसिस्टम के कंपोनेंट्स की बात करेंगे, तो यहाँ पर फर्स्ट है फ्लोरा. फ्लोरा यानी प्लांट्स, प्रोड्यूसर्स, तो यहाँ पर डिफरेंट काइंड्स ऑफ ट्रीज प्रेजेंट होते हैं, श्रब्स प्रेजेंट होते हैं और ग्राउंड वेजिटेशन प्रेजेंट होता है, ठीक है, यानी अंडरग्राउंड प्लांट्स भी प्रेजेंट होते हैं। और जैसा कि यहाँ पर ये वाले इकोसिस्टम में कई वैरायटीज ऑफ प्लांट्स और ट्रीज प्रेजेंट होते हैं, तो हमें डाइवर्सिटी भी देखने को मिलेगी। नेक्स्ट है फौना, फौना यानी एनिमल्स, तो एनिमल्स दो तरह के प्रेजेंट होते हैं फॉरेस्ट के अंदर, एक है हर्बीवोर्स और दूसरे है कार्निवोर्स। हर्बीवोर्स यानी ऐसे एनिमल्स जो ग्रास के ऊपर फीड करते हैं, और कार्निवोर्स यानी ऐसे एनिमल्स जो दूसरे एनिमल के फ्लैश के ऊपर फीड करते हैं, दूसरे एनिमल्स के फ्लैश को खाते हैं, तो इनको बोलेंगे हम कार्निवोर्स। यहाँ पर हर्बीवोर्स के एग्जांपल्स है एंड्स, ग्रासहॉपर और गोट। कार्निवोर्स की एग्जांपल्स है टाइगर, लायन, वुल्फ, लेपर्ड एंड मेनी अदर एनिमल्स। डिकम्पोजर्स यानी ऐसे एनिमल्स जो कि डेड ऑर्गेनिक मैटर के ऊपर फीड करते हैं, और उनको हम बोलेंगे माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स। तो डिफरेंट माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स प्रेजेंट होते हैं जो कि डिकम्पोजर्स की तरह एक्ट करते हैं फॉरेस्ट इकोसिस्टम में। So this is about the desert ecosystem and forest ecosystem. Okay, let us learn about the energy flow in an ecosystem. When we see the food chain, so the energy is required by each and every living organism for their survival. The energy is transferred from the producers to the consumers and then from the consumers to the top carnivores. When we see the food chain, then the producers are present at the first level, and at the second level the consumers are present, and at the third level top carnivores are present. So the energy is transferred from the producers to the consumers and then from the consumers to the top carnivores. The main source of energy is sunlight, and this sunlight, the sun provides 57% of the solar energy. So out of this 57%, 36% of solar energy is used in the process of evaporation, that is in heating up the water and also in heating up the land. 36% of the solar energy is used up, and 8% of the solar energy is used up by the plants to carry out the process of photosynthesis. And so from this energy, only 50% of the energy is used up by the plants to carry out the process of photosynthesis. So in this way, the sunlight is the main source of energy from which the plants get the energy. After the plants get the energy from the sunlight, that energy is transferred to the body of the animals, that means to the consumers, and from the consumers it enters into the body of the top carnivores. And at each level of the food chain, we know that this producers, consumers and top carnivores forms the food chain, and these levels which are present here, we call these levels as trophic levels. So at each trophic level, 80 to 90% of the energy is dissipated in the process of respiration. So during the process of respiration, 80 to 90% of the energy is dissipated. So the energy which is transferred from the producers to the consumers, only 10% of the energy is used up in carrying out the different biological activities, and remaining energy is released during the process of respiration. So this is about the energy flow. The energy flow from the producers to the consumers and then to the top carnivores. Let us have a quick recap of the lesson different ecosystems. So the person or the ecologist and the botanist named A.G. Tansley, he was a person who has given the term ecosystem for the first time in the year 1935. Before him, there were many other ecologists and the botanists who were given the different terms to explain about the nature, and that terms were habitat and biome. Habitat is a small place where only one living organisms can stay or it can survive, and biome is a large place, that means the different ecosystems can be termed as a biome. So the ecosystem is termed as a functional unit of nature in which the interaction between the biotic and abiotic components can be seen. Ecosystem is a place where the different living organisms are present and they show the interdependency between them. And here ecosystem consists of biotic and abiotic components, as I told you just before. So biotic components are nothing but the living organisms, that means the plants, animals, insects, microorganisms, all these can be termed as biotic component. And abiotic components means non-living thing. Water, air, soil and temperature, all these factors can be termed as abiotic component. Let us see the interdependence between biotic components. So to see how the plants are dependent on animals and how the animals are dependent on plants, that means how both of them are dependent on each other. We have seen one example in which we studied that plants are dependent on animals as they require carbon dioxide. That carbon dioxide can be achieved by the exhalation of animals. During exhalation they release the carbon dioxide. So that carbon dioxide can be used up by the plants, and even for the pollination they are dependent on certain insects. In this way the plants are dependent on animals, and even animals are dependent on the plants for the food, for shelter, and for also the oxygen requirements. The animals are dependent on the plants. And here we have also seen one example, that is photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is a process in which the sunlight is used up by the plants, and that plants are the producers that transfer the energy to the bodies of the animals. In this way the interdependency can be seen between the biotic and abiotic components as well. When we talk about the classification of an ecosystem, then the ecosystem can be classified into two main types, that are natural ecosystem and artificial ecosystem. Natural ecosystem is again classified into two types, terrestrial and aquatic ecosystem. Artificial is a man-made ecosystem. Here we can take the examples of herbarium and aquarium. And terrestrial ecosystem is again classified into three main types, that are grassland ecosystem, desert ecosystem and forest ecosystem. Grassland, in the grassland ecosystem we have taken an example of mangrove, Koringa. Koringa are the long bushy plants that are present near the seashores, and they show the modifications of aerial roots. And in these mangroves we can see the presence of many different living organisms. Different living organisms can survive in the mangrove, and these mangroves are the producers that provides the food and shelter to the consumers, that means to the animals. And even in the mangrove or in the grassland ecosystem we can find the presence of decomposers also. Desert ecosystem is also one of the ecosystems which shows the presence of certain components like producers, consumers and decomposers. Producers means plants, shrubs, trees that are present in the desert, and the succulent plants are present in the desert ecosystem, which shows certain modifications like thick and fleshy stem that stores water in it, and the leaves are modified into thorns or spines. So in such a way the producers are present in the desert ecosystem, which shows certain adaptations or modifications. And in the desert ecosystem we can find the consumers also, that means the animals like reptiles and mammals, and even the camel. Camel is called as the ship of the desert because it adapt certain things to survive in the desert ecosystem. Forest ecosystem is an ecosystem that provides economic as well as environmental services. In the world there are many forest ecosystems that are present, and in the forest we can find the different varieties of plants, trees, shrubs, herbs, and different varieties of animals can also be found in the forest ecosystem. So the components of the forest ecosystem are flora, that means plants or trees, and fauna, the animals, herbivores or the carnivores, and also the decomposers can be found in the forest ecosystem. The last topic of the lesson, different ecosystems, is energy flow. How the energy is transferred from the first trophic level to the last trophic level. We know that in the food chain producers, consumers and top carnivores are present. Producers are the plants that transfer the energy to the animals, that means to the consumers, and from the consumers the energy is transferred to the top carnivores. In this way, in a food chain, the energy is transferred from the producers to the consumers, and then from the consumers to the top carnivores. And at each trophic level, 80 to 90% of the energy is dissipated in carrying out the process of respiration. So this is about the lesson different ecosystems. I hope it's clear to you. Meet you next class. Thank you.